Oh, do we have some things to talk about today. They moved my due date backwards. I am in the 3rd trimester in the home stretch, and they had the gall to tell me that I would be pregnant longer. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about that. Hospital protocols. I'm just curious. My hospital changed their amount of visitors and stuff like that. It kind of sucks for birth time. And then I want to just touch on the fact that I'm hiring a doula for this birth. And I think I'll talk about that a little more in a different video if I can get her to come on and kind of show maybe some stuff that we're working on to prep for this birth. I think that might be helpful and interesting. So let's get going. Remember last video I said I had my 32-week scan, but it was kind of weird because I'm 33 weeks. Well, I don't know if you remember. I don't know how many of these you've watched. At the beginning, for this pregnancy, I tracked my cycle. I did the ovulation tests. I thought I knew exactly when this baby was conceived. I thought that was super cool. And that projected due date was November 12th. I think it was 3 or so appointments later at the doctor. They said, you know what? Your baby's measuring ahead, developmentally, all this stuff. I think we're going to go ahead and move the due date up because it's not the 12th, it's going to be the 7th. And I was really perplexed by that. Like, why would you? It's 5 days. Like, why would you even bother? I thought, if you're wrong about this and you move me back, I'm going to be real pissed. But okay, I mean, that's fine. I guess I'm just going to have a baby sooner, which isn't a bad thing. Well, apparently at my 20-week scan, I was measuring more towards that date as well. And at this one, I was measuring much more like 31, 32 weeks, not 33. So she was like, yeah, we're going to move you back to November 12th. I mean, it's 5 days. It's not a big deal, but it's a really freaking big deal because I'm going to be pregnant forever. That's how I feel right now. I've just stopped even like thinking about how I feel, or I have no idea what the baby is doing this week. I haven't read my apps because I'm like, I've just been 33 weeks pregnant now forever. Like now I'm officially 33 weeks, but I think I'm only, I don't know. I've just, why move it? Why change it in the first place if then you're going to like come in and just wreck somebody and say, oh, you're going to be pregnant for another week. Just when you feel like you're ready to be done. I could rant about this for a long time. So let's not. The scan was great. I got all these cute / sketchy photos of the baby. I think this will be in the sun if I move it up. Can you even see that? Probably not. I don't even know why I tried to bother to show these on camera because they look kind of scary unless you're the mom. They're like so weird, but I'm like, there she is. Her cheeks are already squishy. She's got a cute little nose. I just love it. I love it. It's definitely a girl. We double checked and I saw girl parts for the first time. I think when you look at the scan at 20 weeks, when they find out, it's a little bit harder to tell. Remind me, I think it's like either 3 lines for a girl and 2 for a boy or 1. Yeah, I don't know. Something and it's just lines. But I asked her this time, I was like, what do you look for? And she was like, labia. And there it was. I was like, that's definitely a girl, isn't it? So it's still a girl. She looks great, healthy, super active, head down. You know, all the good things. I'm just going to be pregnant forever. Absolutely forever. So next thing I want to talk about is just hospital protocol. I don't know, like if you're watching this video and you are pregnant, let me know if you would, like what your current hospital protocol is as far as visitors, kids coming in, doulas, help, etc. Because the whole time leading up until now, they said you're allowed a doula and 2 visitors, no kids, which kind of breaks my heart because I had this fantasy of my daughter coming to the hospital and meeting her sister and having that moment of introduction, and now that's not going to happen. It's fine, but I mean, I get it. But so no kids are allowed, and then it was 2 visitors. So now it's changed to 1 visitor. So it was going to be, obviously your husband counts as one of those, so he's going to be there, and I was going to have him and my mom, and now my mom doesn't get to go. So it's just a bummer. In the county that I live in right now. If I was delivering in a hospital in this county, they still allow 2 visitors. But I'm in a different county because I stayed with the hospital that was close to the house we used to live at. Anyway, boring story, and they only allow 1. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Yeah. You don't get any visitors in the hospital. I mean, I obviously get it, but it's just kind of a bummer. So, I am allowed a visitor plus a doula, and I'm hiring a doula who happens to be one of my best friends in the whole world. I went to high school with her, grew up with her. She has 4 kids of her own. She's seen and been to and helped with a lot of births, and she got her certification this summer, so she's going to help me give birth to this baby. So let me know if you want me to cover more doula stuff. I'll see if I can get her like on a video, because there's some really interesting things, and my husband's going to be more involved. I just have maybe some better hopes for this labor, and not that I'm like super stoked to go in and just like, all I want is an unmedicated birth. I don't care. I got an epidural last time. Totally might do that this time, but I did really struggle with hip flexor pain. Like, you know how you hear about back labor? I had like major hip labor. I couldn't relax and my body wouldn't dilate, and that's where the epidural really came in handy for me. But it's just having like different mental tools and relaxation techniques, and she's teaching me all the stuff that you can do with the rebozo, or like a big scarf, and how you can like tie it around and pull on your hips that way, and just things for my husband to do. Very cool. So I'm excited to go down that road, but for now I'm just going to be pregnant forever. So I'm kind of like still getting over the shock of that. Honestly, that's all I want to talk about this week. I'm just sort of adjusting to like getting really ready for birth now, which is crazy. I'm working on the nursery. I said that last week, but I'm waiting on one more thing to come in before I give you like a little tour. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to talk about this week. Let me know what your hospital protocols are, and I'll see you next week for another update. Bye.